Hello and welcome to another fun-filled knife adventure. Hooray! So today we're going to be taking a look at the Takcom knives. This is a prototype pre-production knife, so it has not been named yet. I don't want to call it the Unnamed 2 or the Unnamed Also because they've already released a knife by that name. So I just titled it the Whatchamacallit. There's no real clue of when this knife will be released. They did have a few knives before it that were going to come out. But as you can see, this one has a super cool texture. Kind of reminds me of the Gringo by Kunwu. It's got this kind of rough texture. I'm not sure how they achieved that pattern, but I like it. I would like to be able to do it to some of my knives. Maybe it's with a tumble, or I'm not sure. Maybe it's the way they mill it. But yeah, this is a super cool looking knife. It is Magna Cut blade steel. Looks like it is for right-handed people only, meaning you can't reverse the clip. It is a frame lock, so lefties will have to deal with that. Jimping feels really good on the back here. The clip looks good. Looks like it would go in and out of your pocket easily. Since I'm down at Blade Show, I was not prepared to do unboxings, so I don't have all the stuff that I would normally have to measure this with, but we will try to get some measurements of it at least. So let's check out the action and the blade on this thing. There we go. Super cool blade. Well, about cut myself. That's always good. Like I said, this is Magna Cut steel. This is a hollow ground blade. Super cool blade shape. Really like the looks of it. The size of this knife is great. Perfect 4-finger knife for me. The jimping feels perfect. Every time you put a little pressure down on the back, your thumb stops sliding. Super cool. Something else this knife has is this thumb stud can be moved up and down the blade window or taken out completely. So that is a super cool feature. Thought I would get this knife out and show it to people, even though it's not available yet. Maybe to build up some anticipation for getting one when they do release. I believe he only had 9 available at Blade Show today, and I was able to grab one. The price was very fair for a Magna Cut blade of this size. It was $220 at Blade Show. I'm not sure how that will change once they go into production, but their original unnamed knife was around $270, I believe. It also has Magna Cut steel. So like I said, I don't have many ways to measure stuff, but I did find a ruler with something I had today, so we can check that out the best we can. I figured out that the NAF's mat has a ruler along the edge of it, so I'm able to kind of get us some measurements using that. So it looks like overall length is just a hair over 7.5 inches, so maybe 7.6. The blade length looks like it would be right at 3 1/8 inch with about a 2.9 inch cutting edge. So right around the 3 inch, both sides of that. A little over total length and a little under with cutting edge. So that's cool. I can't get the weight of it, but hopefully when I get home I can add that to the description. But the widest part of the blade here is right at Let's see, right about there. Well, let me get this lined up and get a decent measurement there. So we're looking at 1 5/8. 1 5/16. So a little over 1 1/4, 1 5/16. And then the average width of the scales is right at 1 inch, maybe just a hair over 1 inch. So that's about the only measurements that I can give you at the moment, but we can do a few size comparisons. I do have a few knives with me we can compare it to, starting with the PM2. You can see it is smaller than the PM2, and the Para 3 looks like it is almost exactly the same size as a Para 3. Let's see, what else do we have here? We've got the Walmart Wug Out or Bug Out copy. It looks like very similar in size to it. The blade might be a little longer on the Walmart knife, just a hair. Got a Vosteed Raccoon. Very, very similar in size, overall size with the Raccoon. And I've got a Concept Convict. It is very similar in size to the Convict as well. And then let's see, I've also got a new tenable knives, the Gideon. It is quite a bit smaller than the Gideon in blade length and handle length. And then last but not least, for a size comparison, I have got the original unnamed. So you can see that handle size on both of them are very close to the same, but the blade is quite a bit larger on the unnamed. A lot of people didn't like the swoosh at the front of the blade of the unnamed, so they did away with that on this blade. I love the gentle sweeping curve on both of them. No recurve, just a nice belly. I love the unnamed knife. I don't mind that swoosh at the end. It is a great knife, great action, great noise it makes, nice clunk. It opens and closes great. So yeah, it's a super cool knife, one I have enjoyed. So that's why I jumped on the chance to get one of their new versions, because I like what they do with their folding knives. I'm not an OTF guy per se, but yeah, let's check the hardware on this thing. It looks like maybe everything is a T8. So let's confirm that. So pivot is a T8 and is tight. Body screw is a T8 and the clip screws are T8s. And let's see. They are all adequately torqued. Can't turn either one of those. I can't turn any of them a bit, so they have it really torqued down properly. Yeah, those don't budge. So that's super cool. I do believe the thumb stud is a T6. Let's check that out. So as I said, you can move the thumb stud down the knife wherever you like it and then tighten it up. So if you want your thumb studs there, it depends on where it lands on your hand, how you like it. That's a little too low for me, but all the way at the end is a little too far for me. So I'm going to try to find somewhere in between those two. Maybe somewhere around right there. Let's see, let's tighten it back down. Yeah, see, I like it a little bit out from the very end. My thumb lands on it better when it lands in my palm. Yeah, that's perfect. Action on this thing is great. The fuller allows you to reverse flick anywhere you want to. You just throw your finger on there and wherever it lands, it's going to work. So I'm a real big fan of that, because that's usually my preferred method of opening, is reverse flick. But the jimping, like I said, is perfect. You can, that top flipper, even if you're not good with top flippers, you can easily do it. You put a little into it, it opens easy. Reverse flick feels great. The thumb studs feel great. Pocket clip is not a deep carry clip, but like I said, it looks like it will go in and out of the pocket very easily. If you were to, let's see if the knife came sharp. Hollow grinds usually are very slicey. This one is no exception. All the way from the back to the very front. Wow. Very, very slicey. Man, I wish I had my calipers so I could measure how thin the edge is down behind the edge is. But yeah, super slicey. Super clean cuts. Feels really easy going through there. So that's pretty awesome. Seems like knife companies have done a lot better job as of late getting their knives super sharp from the factory. So I thought I would try to get this video out to everyone, maybe drum up a little interest for it for when it does release. Not sure how many of these they have left, but I'm sure you can contact them. They might have a few pre-production ones left. Love that texture on the handle. It's one of my favorite parts of it, other than the overall blade shape and total look of the knife. I mean, it's pretty much a perfect looking knife to me. I mean, for this style of knife, I like my Ray Laconico knives, but I also like knives like this. And there's just really nothing wrong with this knife that I can find yet. Doesn't feel like there's going to be any hot spots. I do like the little milling accent they put around the lock bar access, both sides. It's got very good access to the lock bar. It's very comfortable. One of the most comfortable lock bars I've felt, actually. Everything about that is great. It's a nice little touch they did, adding this little decorative milling along the edge here. The lock bar relief is on the inside, which cleans up the lines on it. Yeah, I really like just about everything about this knife. I don't think I could say anything bad about it. So appreciate you being here and checking out the knife with me. If you like talking about knives, come join us every morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. A bunch of cool guys get together and talk knives every day. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, I invite you to join us. We try to learn something new every day, or learn about a new knife, or whatever is going on in the knife community. So yeah, join us, please. If you don't mind hitting a thumbs up on your way out, I'd appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Tell your friends about me, trying to grow. And yeah, I appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.